What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Comic Aussie. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope the year is starting to every. So, I thought I'd make my 2022 hit list for some books, some big books that I'm going to be after for this year. I'll hopefully revisit this at the end of this year and see how I did. There's some pretty big books on here. There's a bit of a theme happening with some of them, and you'll see what I mean when I get into some of those. Some of the books are complementing some grails that I already, some keys, some grails that I already have in the collection. And I'll kind of highlight that along the way. But tell me what you think. Tell me how I did with some of my choices. Leave some comments on what you guys are collecting as well, what you guys are after for this year. Yeah, we'll just get going with that. I'm going to start off though with 5 books that almost made the list. So I'm just going to call them the almost 5, and then we'll get into the 10 books that I'm after. So without further ado, let's get into some of these books here. So here is my almost 5. Let's start off. Some people know that I am kind of after this book, but it's not taking precedence to some of the bigger books that are going to be coming up. Would I like to add this to the collection? Predator 1 for sure. This is more of a nostalgic buy for me than anything else. I've come very close a few times to picking this book up, but there was just something that was just kind of stopping me. I'm not quite sure why, but I was a big fan of the series, the movies back in the day. So it was a big factor in that. So that's why I kind of was the almost 5. Next one up, we have Ultimate Fallout 4. So I have the second print. Sent it off to CGC, came back 9.6, which I'm kind of happy about. One, I'm just happy to have it in the collection, but I kind of would like to have this, the first print in my collection. Will that happen? If I can get a really good deal on it, probably. But again, I'm going to be focusing on the 10 books that are coming up. I think in the future, this will definitely be kind of a must-have to have in the collection. But for now, it's a little bit on the back burner, and that is because I already have one of the books in my collection. Again, it all comes down to the price that I can get for it. I know it's seen a bit of a dip. Is it going to dip even more? I'm not 100% sure, but if a good deal comes up, then I may jump on it. But more than likely, if I can find this in the raw, I'd like to get it into that. But for now, it's the almost 5. Next up, we have Edge of the Spider-Verse 2. So again, I've had a few opportunities to grab this book, and again, there's something that is kind of holding me back. Been focusing on some other books this year, and then the bigger books for 2022. We'll see where this one lands. More than likely, I will probably be either going for second, third, even fourth print of this, just to save a bit of money. But again, just to have it in the collection. If I do decide to pull the trigger, it'll probably be a graded one. Try and find maybe like a third or fourth print, 9/8, something like that. Do I really want to spend the money on first print 9/8? Not particularly. I like to allocate that funds for something else. That's why I made the almost 5. This book here, it's not as expensive, but I do own some of the books from this series. I own 2 and 3, and they're going to be heading off to CGC. Cover-wise, they're one of my favorites in terms of Wolverine covers. When we get into the top 10, you'll see that there is a book from the series that I will be hunting for sure. If I do come across this and it's in pretty good condition and raw, I may pick it up, but it is part of the almost 5, because there's a book again from this series that the top 10 list. So moving on, I was lucky enough this year to get a mid-grade copy of Fantastic Four 49. For me, that was the book out of the so-called Trinity that I really wanted to have. I'll be honest with you, with this Trinity of books, I don't know. There's just something about this cover that I don't know, that just doesn't do it for me. Again, if I can grab one at a good price, it has to be a really good price. More than likely, I'll grab it graded. It's just, I just call it the tote cover, and I just can't. For some reason, I just can't get past it. But seeing one of the books that's going to be in the top 10, if I do get that, this will definitely probably make the list, maybe for next year. Again, it'll probably be a lower grade, maybe thinking like a 3 to a 4 or 5, something like that. If I do get the opportunity, again, it will be dependent upon the price. So here we go. My 2022 hit list. Again, when the year ends, I'd like to revisit this. I never did a top 10 list from last year. So this is kind of new for me. I thought it would be kind of fun to figure out the books that I'm definitely going to be actively hunting for. When I'm explaining the books, I'll probably tell you either if I'm going to be after a raw or a graded. It really kind of depends with the book in terms of age, in terms of how difficult it is to get in a higher grade, etc. So, and again, you'll see a bit of a theme with this list, and it has to definitely do with a particular series and a particular artist. So here we go. This is my 2022 hit list, and it's not really in a particular order, but I did kind of place them in terms of importance. So yeah, first book up, and again, this is just a nostalgic buy. I definitely have always wanted to have a copy of this. Aliens 1, some beautiful 1988 work here. And to be honest with you, I've actually never seen this at a con. Maybe it's because I wasn't extensively looking for it. I've never seen it at a comic shop. So more than likely I'll try and get this one graded, just considering how difficult it would be to get in a higher grade, considering it's an all black book. So probably won't buy this raw. I'll probably try and find this graded. Probably try and get something, definitely higher up. For sure it'd be 9+. 9.8, not 100% sure. Probably depend on the price. I'm not going to be discussing any pricing in here, just showcasing books that I'm after. So number 1 is Aliens 1. Again, just this nostalgic buy. I loved the series. I remember going to see Aliens, the first movie. I think it was a drive-in, and I was just hooked. Yes, I was a young kid. Did it scare me? Not really. I was very much taken with all that sort of sci-fi fantasy and whatnot, so I just kind of got all swept up in it. And this is a nostalgic buy for sure. All right, next up, we have Iron Fist. This was, I actively was trying to find a good copy of this. A lot of the times it was the price that deterred me from it. But I have to come to grips with how expensive this book is, and I will definitely be trying to find a graded copy. So we have Iron Fist 14, first appearance of Sabretooth, 1977. probably be after maybe like an 8 to 8.5. That's going to be the price range that will fit within the budget for this. But yeah, I just have a lot of faith in the Sabretooth character. I think once we get Wolverine back in, and once we get a casting, this is his primary foe. So it just only makes sense that we will get Wolverine, we'll get Sabretooth again, and hopefully they will do him justice. But yeah, I love the dynamic feel of this cover. That's the other appealing thing that really kind of draws me in. I just I love it. It's a fantastic cover. There's a lot of different things that are drawing me towards this book, but definitely get one that is graded. When you see a lot of these books, I think most of them will probably be graded. Maybe a few I could be lucky enough to find raw and have some work done to them, and then get them sent off and graded. So number 3 on the list, here we go. So here comes you see a little bit of a trend and a little bit of a theme kind of happening. So we have Journey into Mystery, number 1, annual first appearance of Hercules. I do have second appearance of Hercules from the Thor run. And I have faith in this character that will be playing quite an important role, bringing in that Greek mythology and mixing it in with everything that's kind of happening with Thor: Love and Thunder. And I do believe that Hercules will play a part in creating a new team coming up, and I think it's not just going to be a one-off for Hercules. So having his first appearance in the PC only makes sense. This book, if I can find it raw and have some work done to it, sure. Would like to get it graded, of course, but I think I probably can find this in the raw. But who knows? Let's see. Jack Kirby goodness. It's just a fantastic cover. Moving on. Here we go. Here comes the theme. Some more Jack Kirby awesomeness. Thor 129. We have first Ares in Marvel continuity, Hermes, Hera, Dionysus. Again, following that theme of bringing that whole sort of Greek mythology into the MCU. For me, this is a little bit of a cover buy as well. I've always been drawn to this, and I'm a big fan of Jack Kirby's art and work. So this one kind of makes sense if I'm going to be after some of the other books that are kind of have this theme, this feel to it. So it makes sense that I could grab this book, but this one probably be a little bit harder to find on a higher grade. Try maybe seek it out graded. I'd like to find this raw, sure. Will be in good condition, more than likely not. But yeah, would love to have this in the PC. The other cool thing about this, or interesting thing about this book, is the first battle of Thor and Hercules. So it has that going in terms of significance for the book, and it kind of, again, some of the other books that I have in my collection, some of the other Hercules books, it's just to complement those books that I have in the PC. So again, here's a bit of a theme. So adding more to that theme, moving on, we have again, some books that I have in my collection. I do have a few Warlock books. I'm a big fan. So we have Thor 165 here. First cover appearance and first appearance of him, who later becomes Warlock. I have Marvel Premiere 1. It's graded 7.0. Recently found a Marvel Premiere 2 in really good condition. I'll be sending that off, but I'd love to have this book. before everything just really kind of escalates. When we do get him, we know we're getting Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy in the movie. So it only makes sense, being a fan, to have this. But I want to get this graded for sure in the raw. I've only seen it graded. I don't think I've ever seen it raw, so more than likely probably be hunting for it. I'm going to say again, mid-grade. I'm a big fan of mid-grades in terms of books like this. I do like to see the age of the book, I like to see the patina, some history involved with that book, where it's been, who's had it, who's owned it. That just kind of intrigues me in terms of the history of a book that looks like it has been read and been in the collection. So I do kind of like that with some of the older books. Some of the newer books, for sure, you want them pristine, you want them 9/8, but I kind of like that feel of mid-grade older books. So Thor 165, man, I would love to have this in the collection. All right, moving on. Number 6, getting through this. So I was lucky enough to find a great copy of Thor 168. Here we have Thor 169. It's part of an origin story of Galactus. I'm really hoping that we do get Galactus in the future. So that's why I'm trying to procure some of the key books for Galactus. And I just, man, for both of these covers, 168 and 169, I think they're just awesome. I think one of the best, two of the best Galactus covers, I think, ever done. Again, Jack Kirby is a master when it comes to some of these covers. So I'll probably send off the 168 to get graded. And again, it's a very good copy. Got it for a pretty good price. More than likely, I've seen this book a few times in the raw. It's always really rough. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to be hunting this one graded. I think maybe I'll try and grab something a bit higher than mid-grade, maybe aiming for 7.5, probably in the price range that I'm after. But yeah, just a fantastic book. We also get, I think this is, we also have the first mention of Creeping Plague that later gets developed into the Black Winter. So there's that connection. Not sure how far they're going to take Black Winter in the upcoming Thor movie. So we have that, but primarily buying this just because of Galactus. And I love this cover, both covers. I think it's a must-have if you're a Galactus fan. Both have 168 and 169. So now you can understand why I would want issue 4 just to complete or try and complete the series. I do have 2 and 3. Again, they're both in great shape, so I'm going to be sending them off to get graded. Man, I've wanted this book for a very long time. Wolverine 1 was a limited series. Some great Frank Miller art. I think it's just a classic cover. And more often than not, I've seen this graded. I'll probably be trying to hunt this down graded. The graded the copies will probably be after, probably be in around like the low 9s. I'd be happy. Some of the books that I have in and around this era are in the lower 9 range. I kind of like that. I just kind of keep that horizontal collecting continuity instead of like trying to seek out 90s all the time. And finding something that's a little bit lower grade, can allocate some funds for other books. But what a fantastic book. Again, I have issue 2 and 3. So number 4 will be on the almost 5 list. Maybe it'll make it to next year's list. This one is on my 2022 hit list for sure. I love this book. Next, this is a very, how should I say it, love it or hate it kind of book. I love it. Man, there's something about the composition of this. The color choices, some people don't like the, as they call the poop brown. I really like it. I do want it to have it to complement my FF49. Once I do get this, it would only make sense to complete the Trinity and get 48. So we have FF50, Fantastic 450, Silver Surfer versus Galactus, third appearance of Silver Surfer, and as you guys know, I'm a big fan. Second appearance of Galactus. Again, some Jack Kirby fantastic work here. It only makes sense to add this to the collection now that I have secured my FF49, which unfortunately fell, cracked, and I'm getting reordered right now at CGC. So I'll be getting that back soon. I did choose one of the custom Fantastic Four labels, so just add a little pizzazz to it. This one for sure, I'm going to be after a probably the same grade as my FF49, which is a 4.5. I just want, again, keep that collecting, the grading sort of horizontal. And if that happens, I'll be after, I guess I'm going to have to be after a 4 or 5 for the FF48, which will definitely be pricier than what I was trying to anticipate for the 3.0s. But we'll see. Every time you come across a book, it has to fit within certain parameters. Does it fit within, what you like in terms of collecting? Does it fit within the budget? So you have to go through certain things in your head to decide how that book is going to fit. Sometimes, you come across something and it just doesn't fit, and a lot comes to the price of the book. So we'll see. I found a couple of these. They were raw. They were really rough, and I passed on them. They're a pretty good price, but again, it just wasn't fitting in what I was after. So we're getting close. Number 9. Man, I'm a Star Wars fan through and through, but that being said, I don't have a lot of Star Wars books in my collection. I feel that this one here plays a certain importance. I was really taken, a lot of people were, they didn't really have a lot of screen time. I was really taken with the whole sort of bounty hunter idea behind the movie. I guess it was kind of new, and there's definitely a lot of fans out there for the bounty hunters, especially Boba Fett. So I have to pick and choose what I'm going to be after in terms of the Star Wars books. What I love, first issue for sure, but I've chosen this because Boba Fett is one of my favorite characters. So we have Star Wars 42, First Boba Fett, and we do get cameo appearances of the other bounty hunters, Dengar, Bosk, and IG-88. We also get a cameo appearance of Emperor Palpatine and Darth Sidious. I think we also get the debut of Boba Fett's ship, Slave One. So yeah, this is just, I've always kind of wanted this book, but I put it on the back burner. But this year, I'm definitely going to be trying to hunt one down. Definitely try and get one in higher grade, 8 and above for sure. But again, yeah, I made this list for sure in terms of importance. So this is up there. It's number 9. Definitely want this book. It's definitely high up there in terms of radar. I'm trying to find it. I love this book. I love Star Wars. All right. So without further ado, here we go. Number 10. And this may surprise some people, may not. I've been a big fan of Khazar this past year. I've been slowly grabbing some keys and not so keys. I just like the idea of having this in the PC. One, it's a fairly significant book. We have, it's the first time we have Khazar in Silver Age. Can I afford his first appearance? More than likely not. It's Marvel Comics 1. I think there was also the Kazar one, Pulp Mag. But this first appearance in the Silver Age, it's a fairly expensive book, so I'll probably, after a very low grade, maybe a 4 or 5, for sure try and get this one graded. If I can find it in the raw, which I've never have, I've only seen them graded, I probably might attempt it. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of the whole. I think we'll definitely be getting Kazar in the future. It just makes sense with expanding the whole MCU universe, and it only makes sense that we have him. I'm just worried how they're going to introduce him, and the whole Savage Land. But it just, for me, it makes sense that we do get this character, and we do get to see what Savage Land is like and how it's tied to everything else. I just think it's going to be an important book coming in the future, and I do think it's going to gain in value for sure from where it sits right now. Again, it is a semi-expensive book for sure. Yeah, I just love this character. Again, I've been grabbing a lot of the minor keys. They've all been raw books because nobody has really been paying attention to Kazar, and they're pretty, I'm not saying they're easy to find, but you do come across them quite often. So I think as we get closer to more definitive answer if we're going to get this character or not, I think these books are just going to skyrocket, and I'm happy to have them in the PC. So this one is definitely at the top of the list. So top of the list, Kazar. It's going to be surprising for some people, but other people who kind of follow me, I'm a big fan. The point of this video, just show my top 10 of what I'm going to be hunting for 2022. So that's what we have. So what do you guys think? Do you guys have similar books that you're going to be hunting? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Shoot me a message on IG. I've seen some top 10 lists, and they're awesome. I've seen a lot of them that have people are collecting very similar books, and I've seen a lot of people who are collecting completely different books, which is awesome, because again, what a lot of people say is collect what you love, collect what you like. That's the driving force. That's the driving force for me. And for me, it seems to always be evolving and changing, which is awesome. Come to the end of this year, I'm going to revisit this video. I'm going to revisit this list, and see how well I did. Again, it's about opportunities as well. If something presents itself and you can't get one of the books in the top 10, sometimes you just have to say, yes, I'm going to pull the trigger. So, there's that as well. So that's it, guys. That's the video of my almost 5 and top 10 for 2022. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that like button. Leave me a message. Find me on IG. I'll put my link below. And I'd love to interact. Love to chat with people. Tell me your top 10 list. Tell me your almost 5. Love to hear it. So that being said, hope you guys have an awesome day. I wish you guys the best in 2022. I hope you all find the books you're looking for, those keys, those grails. Yeah, let's keep it moving forward. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Cheers.